I'm 87 years old, and I suppose when people look at me sitting here on this park bench, feeding crumbs to pigeons and watching the traffic crawl by, they assume I've lived a full life. A long one at least. But length and fullness are two very different things. So before you walk away, before you scroll past an old man talking to himself, allow me to give you the only warning I have left to offer. Because at my age, warnings are really the only gifts we have. You see, when I was young, I believed life was something that happened later. Later, when I was ready. Later, when I had more money. Later, when I had everything figured out. I kept telling myself, not yet. Not yet. I'll start that business. Not yet I'll travel. Not yet I'll tell her how I feel. I was always preparing, always planning, always sharpening the pencil, but never quite drawing the line. And the strange thing about time is that it doesn't argue with you. It doesn't knock on the door and say, "Excuse me, are you sure you want to waste this afternoon?" No, time is polite. It simply keeps walking. I remember there was a summer when I was 29. A beautiful summer, the kind where the air smells like possibility. My friends were traveling, starting companies, getting married, and I was sitting in a small apartment with a notebook full of ideas, brilliant ideas, ideas that could have changed my life. But I kept editing them, rewriting them, perfecting them. I told myself I was being careful, responsible. But the truth, I was afraid that if I tried, the world might look at my ideas and shrug. Afraid that if I loved someone, they might not love me back. So instead, I became very good at I almost started that company. I almost moved to another country. I almost told her I loved her. Almost. It's a quiet word, harmless sounding, but I can tell you now, after 87 years on this earth, almost is one of the most dangerous words in the English language, because almost becomes never, and never becomes regret. And regret grows very loud in a quiet house. Let me tell you something about quiet houses. People think loneliness comes from being alone. That's not true. Loneliness comes from the echo of the life you didn't live, the trips you postpone, the risks you avoided, the phone calls you never made. When you're young, regret whispers. When you're old, it shouts. There's a drawer in my bedroom. Bottom right. Inside it is a journal I started when I was 31. On the first page I wrote, "This year everything changes." I was certain of it. I can still see the handwriting. Confident, determined, full of hope. The rest of the pages are blank. 56 years. And I never wrote the second page. That drawer is my warning, because the most dangerous lie you can tell yourself is this: I still have time. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. The truth is, none of us are promised tomorrow. We are only given today. And most people treat today like a rehearsal. They wait until they feel ready, until they feel confident, until the stars align. But readiness is a myth. Confidence is a byproduct of action, not a prerequisite. Life rewards movement, even clumsy movement, even foolish movement. So here is my warning, the only one I can give you. Stop waiting. Start before you're ready. Say the thing that scares you. Take the trip that feels irresponsible. Begin the project that makes your hands shake. Because one day, if you're lucky enough to reach 87, you will sit somewhere quiet like this, and you will look back, not at the things you tried and failed. Those fade. What remains are the doors you never opened, the roads you never walked, the life you kept postponing. So please, don't polish your plans forever. Live them. Make mistakes. Embarrass yourself. Fall in love recklessly. Create things that might fail. Be bold while your bones are still strong and your mornings still feel endless. Because I promise you something. When you reach my age, you will not wish you had been more careful. You will wish you had been more alive. Anyway, I've talked long enough. Old men have a habit of doing that. But if you remember nothing else from this strange conversation with a stranger on a bench, remember this. Your life is not waiting for permission to begin, and neither should you. So if something inside you is telling you to start today. Not tomorrow, not next year, today. And if this message meant something to you, if even a small part of it made you think about your own life, then do 3 simple things. Like this video so more people can hear this warning before it's too late. Subscribe for more stories that might change the way you see your time on this earth. And leave a comment below telling me one thing you've been waiting to start. Because sometimes saying it out loud is the first step to actually living it.